Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the North American Challenger Qualifiers here for the the 2017 season overall. As we're about to get into our second series of the day, we're going to be following on Avilo once again, which was basically the only series in the second round that was open because the first one took quite a while with Avilo. So we're going to be getting into this pretty soon. Who's he going up against?
We've taken steps towards securing our next series. Though.
Yeah.
I've made sure that they wouldn't start without us for certain matches that I'm not going to name now because I don't want to really disrespect anybody that's competing, like I did earlier, in the eye of some people. But we're going to cast Avilo against, I think his nickname was Redemption in the bracket, but he's playing as Vindicta on Battle.net. It's funny because he's not Grandmaster, but he has 5.7k MMR, which is pretty good. So looking forward to this one. It's a TvT, and they seem to have a little bit of history with one another, so maybe they'll play a different brand of Terran, knowing that they've played quite a bit in the past.
Maybe.
And a lot of games have been archived between these two.
All right, so we do have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner Vindicta, who was going by the name Retribution on the brackets, correct?
Oh, yeah, that's Retribution.
Oh, Retribution. Yes, there you go. And down at the bottom left-hand corner, we do have Avilo in the purple. So let's see how this is going to play out. TvT to start things off. Okay.
After what we saw earlier, we're now Newkirk
Mm-hmm.
in a TvT.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Splits map's favorites.
Yeah, that's true.
And earlier gas actually way earlier here for Vindicta. Early on in the game. Different build order, and Avilo again with a super quick scout. I wonder I'm gonna ask him, I think, later. What was the story there? Like, do you get cheesed that much that you want to know every single time what you're... I feel like no matter how many times I get cheesed personally, I'm still not going for that scout because I want those extra minerals. But he disagrees.
Must be one of the reasons. Must be. So in TvT, we see a lot of... I mean, we used to see a lot of Doom drops, of course, where you could pick up the siege tanks in siege mode, but still it is very prevalent. And on this map especially, you're always able to see a lot just kind of going because it is so close by air, technically, down at the back with some dead. But people always take good precautions, which is the most important part.
It's kind of funny, this thing where, like, before you could pick up the siege tanks, so it was all about, you know, controlling those with the medivacs properly, getting the engage and dropping them ideally in the range where they would be shooting at Marines. Whereas now, the tanks, they do more damage. So if you actually manage to drop them inside of the base of your opponent and he's not ready, it doesn't really matter whether they're sieged or not already. They will have time to siege, and then it's very, very hard to remove a position where there's going to be a lot of siege tanks and Marines together inside of your main base. So big drops, let's not use the term Doom drops. I heard there's some people out there that really hate it.
Oh, yeah?
If we call every single big drop Doom drop. Yeah, big drops are going to be one of the keys to victory at times, and we're going to see players also be extra careful against it. What's going on with the wall of Vindicta?
I don't know. I was about to say that. It's kind of odd. It just let the SCV in again to have a little peek around.
This?
Yeah, it really didn't do much. So Vindicta hasn't really moved in with his Reaper just yet. He will eventually, but he knows he's probably going to be greeted by a Reaper. So he does have to be a bit wary.
I thought it might be intentional, but...
He got the first shot, did Vindicta, so Avilo's going to move on back from that location.
Yeah, this is typical TvT here for you. Just one base openers with double gas being taken, and then regardless of what units you see, there's just going to be some small fights and scramble.
Oh, he gets that's really good micro there by Vindicta to start things off.
Yeah, and the fact that he saw the Widowman and where it was as well is a big win in itself.
Repositioned slightly.
I don't think he should be peeking.
No, if he does peek, he's going to get a lot of pain. He's got Hellions coming out the back of this, as well as his Cyclone on the way too. Going to have a Raven coming in for Avilo, but he's playing that very greedy.
He went right on that Widowmine there. Cyclone now going to be out, and the Widowmine wasn't moved there to where the Reapers had gone in and where they would usually go out.
Yeah.
Because it was the safe route. I'm a little bit surprised by that. He might have been able to blow up both of these Reapers if Avilo had moved that. But with Cloak and a Banshee on the way, the goal here is going to be to snipe some SCVs of his opponents. And if avilo was to go for a on-location command center here, I don't really dislike his position in this game at all, and that's going to be the case. Goes for it on the low grounds.
All right, so here comes the Banshee. As you said, it's going to be greeted though very quickly by the combination that we're seeing coming out here from vindicta to be able to push that back.
avilo was really hoping that the Hellion gets sent forward at the front so that the Widowmine can blow it up, but so far vindicta being very patient. He just has that down the ramp.
Yeah.
And it's funny how that Hellion as well would attack the Reapers of avilo if they got too close up to the ledge here.
Exactly.
He's trying to bait him in.
That's the perfect little play there, as the Banshee's now going to come in. This needs to be controlled and pulled back pretty swiftly, but that's going to take a lot of damage, actually. He might die. Oh, and it goes down. avilo not paying attention to that very important Banshee, because he did have Cloak finished in the research, correct? So he got zero use out of that.
Cloak for nothing, and behind is no additional Banshees. It's just the Raven that was made from avilo. Very quick third command center here out of vindicta, by the way. Like, I think he fully realized that he was the one applying pressure. He was the one with the vision.
Yeah.
That was going to defend perfectly as well. And he chose to just go for a little bit of a grittier build, but that he knows he's going to be able to get away with regardless. And behind this, we see Steampack starting additional barracks. vindicta's pretty solid. He's playing pretty well.
Yeah, I think sometimes we do see the kind of double Raven pushes with auto turrets, right? But I think that it'll be a little bit difficult to actually work unless that Widowmine does end up dying off at the front. He tries to kill it off with even some KDA charges, and he's just gonna have to get away with those Reapers for now.
I think, by the way, our next match after this is gonna be M Canning against Early. Apparently, Early defeated Neuro.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
And M Canning actually to qualify. Then in his next match after that, if he was to win against Early, he would have to beat Neeb. If Neeb makes it to that match as well.
Well, good luck.
So a lot of theorizing and, like I said, some pretty good matches here already in these online qualifiers. And it will only get better from there.
All right, Widowmine is positioned behind this terrain, so smart little move here by avilo to try and kind of catch his opponent off guard. And double medevac about to pop here for vindicta, so he might try and use a lot of that to pick up and then actually go with this double. Oh, if he goes in the back, there's actually only one missile turret there right now.
Yeah.
You see,
I mean, even if he flies on top of it, like as soon as the units land there, we'll take that out super fast. Obviously, the medevac will be on maybe half hit points, but not the end of the world.
This could work.
Yeah, 2 tanks is the scary part, as I talked about before.
Yeah. Because the thing is that with the double Reaper, double Raven push, you kind of expect it to just come from the front and then push, but this is going to be coming straight from the back. He's going to drop a scan in there as well, and this is going to be a great position for him to start sieging up on. As avilo here is getting a lot of pressure now. Doesn't really have siege tanks available at the front here himself. Auto turret's going to get dropped down here, bringing down some of the units very fast. avilo really losing a lot of mining time as well as units and structures in this assault.
This is not good here for avilo. He's not mining from there anymore. And he might be starting to get a little bit desperate. The bunker at the front will hold off the units that are being sent there with the Reapers, but the main base in all sorts of trouble. Yeah,
drops a scan here to try and reveal as many units as possible, and he's trying to pick up some of these units to get away with them as vindicta. He wanted to drop them across that siege tank there for a moment, but realized that the Vikings would probably shoot down that medevac. And still zoning, still denying a lot of mining time. 41 workers to 29 behind this. Might even get himself a Raven if he's lucky. Oh, yes, he does get it. The SCV's come off the line fully to go to war. And we'll push this away, but the damage has been done, Todd.
Yeah, avilo eventually defending here, though. 44 SCVs for avilo, 51 for vindicta, who's getting more barracks. He's got his double eBay going as well. Third base already set up. He's in a great position. He's playing really good here. The MMR doesn't not like allies.
No, indeed. What was it, 5.7 to something?
Yeah, 5.7, I believe. Yeah,
what was avilo at? Do you remember?
5.4,
okay.
I think.
All right, well, here comes the bio push through the middle of the map. Army supply at the moment, 51 to 24. So in every respect, we're seeing avilo behind.
He's going full goodie, man. Look at his turrets.
Oh, just make them all. But he's going to get hit at the front. There's nothing he really has to do with this. The siege tanks weren't even sieged up. He's just going to charge on towards them, kill off one, kill off two, and that is going to be great damage done here to avilo. And he will get taken out here. Frustration running through him. is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, behind this, there was not much avilo can do after the initial drop when it did that much damage. And the follow-up attack at the front, I think even if avilo had been in position, that's the funny thing. Like, as much as, you know, obviously it's annoying when you're getting ready for the next drop and the opponent attacks at the front. I don't think he had enough anyway. But
yeah. Good play overall by Vindicta, and it goes to show towards the end of that game that not everybody has class. So overall, let's see what's going to happen in game number 2.
Does Vindicta mean something in English?
Huh?
Does Vindicta actually mean something, or is it like from Vindicted?
It's kind of, yeah, that's the root of it, of Vindictus.
Every time
Which I
we're
think is
casting, I need to
Latin.
learn a new English word. That's the rule there, and I haven't learned one today. Hey, actually, you dropped off the silly British expressions that you used to go for, right? For the most part.
Have I?
Yeah, there always used to be something before in every broadcast. WCS Season 1, man. You know it.
There was a lot. There was a lot, I must admit. There was a lot. I'm trying to think of any that I can't quite recall. I can't even remember if I do many in Heroes. The thing is that most people that I cast with in Heroes are like Americans, right? So
Yeah.
so they're all just kind of
Like you would say it, but they would not react, I guess. Like
Yeah.
if you did something like that.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Where me, I'd call you off
You do.
on your stuff.
All right, so just waiting for game number 2 now to begin, as we do wait for a moment here.
Let me ask for invites.
Oh, apparently the music in-game is a little bit low, so I can sort that out as well. Let's put it at 60%.
That is precise.
Yes. We've bumped it up a whole 45%.
What was it before?
It was at 15%, so not very high, to be honest. Okay, so now I found him. If he did, he had 5 minutes silence. Because... it's been an interesting day already of StarCraft. There's many chats going on.
Maybe we should talk quickly about the players that already qualified
Yep.
for the main qualifier this weekend.
That's true. There are currently 8 players qualified for Friday and Saturday, as it was the top 8, I believe, that came from the Grandmaster leaderboard.
The best grinders of our time.
Yes, they do well for themselves.
And for Protoss, we got Pili and Puck, Terran, Massa, and Samper, the 2 Canadians, and Zerg, True, Scarlet, Jon Snow, and Game Time.
Game time.
So 4 Zergs, 2 Protoss, 2 Terrans. I rest my case. That moment when everybody's like, yeah, but Protoss won GSL.
Todd,
I'm just joking, guys.
Todd is chief prosecutor for the Protoss race. Well done,
I
Todd.
think we got the invites.
Okay, I can try and join off you. Join game. Okay, let's see. I've just joined chat as we ended that first game. Great fun. Because obviously we are operating a little bit of delay here, guys, because we are indeed online. So I'm assuming that we are ready to go. No, we don't have Mr. Avilo in the lobby just yet. We're going to be on Proxima Station as we continue things on.